Hodari P.T. Brown is a native Detroiter and a proud graduate of John J. Persing High School, where he was the first African-American male valedictorian. Since then, Hodari has continued to excel in all of his endeavors, receiving numerous awards, honors, and accolades for his leadership, service, and dedication to improving the lives of others. Since September of 2014, Hodari has been the president of the Detroit Tennessee State University Alumni Association Foundation and has helped raise over $100,000 in scholarships, giving away 4 scholarships for students currently attending TSU. Hodari is passionate about veterans and military families, prison reform, and mental health advocacy and awareness. Hodari is a member of the National Alliance on Mental Health and is an involved public speaker, trainer, and presenter on PTSD. Hodari speaks to the importance of mental health treatment, suicide prevention, and educating the public about the various resources, warning signs, and programs that are available to both families and those suffering from mental illness. Hodari is a prison fellowship mentor and advocator, advocating on behalf of those affected by crime and incarceration. He works with wardens, prison staff, and volunteers to create safe, more rehabilitative prisons that prepare prisoners to return to their communities as good neighbors. Hodari is also a spokesperson for Making the Connection, a Veterans Administration and Department of Defense program which highlights veterans and their success stories. Hodari currently resides in Detroit, Michigan. Please welcome your 10 Outstanding Young American, Hodari P.T. Brown.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank God for the opportunity to bring you greetings this evening. I want to thank the JCI USA for being nominated and honored as a 2020 10 Outstanding Young Americans awardee this year. To be recognized and honored with an award that John F. Kennedy, Gail Sayers, Elvis Presley, Dick Cheney, Wayne Newton, Bill Clinton, Michelle TOYA, Kurt Warner, and Ruth Riley have achieved is an honor and privilege. To be one of 10 individuals who are truly outstanding regarding empowering themselves and others to make our communities and our world a better place is truly an accomplishment. I look at my life and the honors bestowed upon me, I'm grateful. Receiving this award will add to my sources of inspiration and strength to continue being a passionate servant leader who helps others through my service to the National Alliance for Mental Illness, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, the National Business League, Tennessee State University Alumni Association, John J. Persing High School Alumni Association, and Triumph Church. Being able to serve others is a blessing, and receiving this award is a tribute to all that I have served and to those I have yet to serve. I would like to speak about empowerment, the theme of this year's virtual conference. Empowerment is defined as the process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. While many only view empowerment from one perspective, there are actually 5 types of empowerment: social, political, economic, educational, and psychological. Most of us exhibit social empowerment because it strengthens our social relationships and our positions in social structures, giving us more of a purpose outside of our homes. Our contributions to society are recognized and valued as opposed to looked down upon simply because it was a creation. Social empowerment helps us fight back against discrimination, no longer letting people of different disabilities, races, ethnicities, religions, or genders be walked over by what's considered normal. Education empowerment is a crucial part of growing and developing, but there are still places in the world that deny adequate and fair education to all. This takes away a fundamental skill everyone has, the right to knowledge. Without a proper education for all, gender empowerment is impossible. Education puts everyone on equal footing and lets young people have access to what their rights and duties are. Not only that, obtaining knowledge can boost self-confidence, self-esteem, and make young people self-sufficient. It also gives them access to the development of social, political, intellectual, and religious consciousness, and can discourage the growth of bigotry, narrow-mindedness, superstition, intolerance, and so on. Economic empowerment states that people say money can buy happiness, but being at an economic disadvantage can take away access to becoming empowered. Being poor, landless, deprived, or oppressed doesn't allow access to resources that those in good financial standings do. If we closing the economic gap would allow everyone to have equal footing. and people of color in particular would gain a more significant share of control over the material, human, intellectual, and financial resources. Political empowerment is having a voice in politics that can be substantial in letting groups' view be pushed onto the light of mainstream media. And that's no different for advocating for equal civil rights for all. The political involvement of people implies the decentralization of power and authority in the deprived, oppressed, and powerless people who have not been able to participate in the decision-making process and the implementation of policies and programs of both government and organizations, as well as societal matters. In other words, having political influence will not only give a voice to those who haven't had a voice in how things are governed, but it will also allow the possibility of policies and programs being put into place that will work with these discriminated groups. Psychological empowerment aligns with social empowerment and transgresses the traditional taboos and societal obligations and lets all people go beyond what's expected of them in society. This can build self-confidence, help everyone recognize their self-worth, and gives them the chance to take control of their income and body. All five of these categories intertwine with one another and can create the holistic approach to empowerment, which leads to us all being stronger and more confident, especially in controlling our own lives and claiming our own rights, so we can embolden others to have the confidence and strength that we all embody daily. I feel empowered now more than ever. If anyone had told me I would be recognized for being a licensed minister, entrepreneur, public speaker, organizational leader, military veteran, and communication strategist after losing my older brother in 1994 at the age of 9, I would have told them that idea is absurd. Part of my empowerment process includes coming from the east side of Detroit, where I grew up in poverty. Didn't come from a family of riches. I made it, and I want to tell someone else that they can make it. My parents told me education was the key to success, and giving to others is your way of giving back to those who are less fortunate than you. Life has always been difficult for me, but I've lived my life like Ralph Waldo Emerson said, do not go where the path may lead, but go where there is no path and leave a trail. My process of becoming empowered has not been easy. I've been homeless, jobless, battled post-traumatic stress disorder, known as PTSD, with major symptoms of depression, anxiety, and mild sleep apnea. I have survived major car accidents that have left 3 of my vehicles completely totaled. I lost my older brother to suicide, my older sister to a heart ailment, my favorite cousin to suicide, my middle school best friend to cancer, been divorced twice, have my own struggles with suicide ideations, and now in my battle with cancer. In spite of all that I've come through, I'm going through. My head is not bowed in sorrow. I am not destroyed. And in serving others, I use my difficulties, life struggles, and pain to empower others. Through my trials and tribulations, I have never been by myself because God has got me through it all and continues to bless and empower me to be the first African-American male valedictorian with a 4.0 GPA of my high school, a Gates Millennium Scholar, a Coca-Cola Scholar, the president of many organizations, an entrepreneur, a licensed minister, a 2020 JCI Michigan Outstanding Young Michigander Awardee, a 2020 Who's Who in Black Detroit Emerging Leader, a 2020 Michigan Chronicle 40 Under 40 honoree, a 2019 TSU Young Alumni Network 40 Under 40 awardee, a 2019 Federal Executive Board Employee of the Year honoree, to name just a few of my accomplishments. But none of the awards mean anything if it does not lead to empowering others. Whether it is empowering others to cope with mental illness and overcome suicidal ideations, or empowering others to find work or achieve their entrepreneurial dreams by helping them with business plans, finding access to capital, or other business technical assistance. None of the accolades mean anything if it doesn't strengthen me to mentor youth or raise college scholarship dollars. As I close, I want each of us to remember that empowerment is a journey, and part of the journey is working on ourselves while serving others. There is no greater gift than to use our gifts, talents, and trials and tribulations to help another on their empowerment journey. Thank you, JCI USA, for this honor.